All very good evening. Yeah, good evening. Okay. I'm sorry, actually, I was entered wrong meeting ID. So, okay. Okay, fine now. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. So, before starting testing terminology, we'll see like test cases. All of you send test cases for me? Okay, okay. Okay. So successful scenarios, yeah, pretty good. So this is the way we can come up with. So compose 001, excellent. So verify successful navigation for compose mail page, excellent. Okay. So that is a test case name. Then yeah. So here you are validating compose mail means you consider you already logged into your Gmail application. Okay. So yeah, the way you come up with is pretty good. Only the thing is you don't want to include this one. So just third step you can directly consider. Okay, click on compose mail page. So compose mail page will get a display. Okay, so then yeah, so verify user interface. Yeah, this is good. So then uh, here click on compose mail page, and here only you have to mention all the fields. In test steps itself you have to mention. So verify for all like CC BCC subject text boxes. So subject to text box and something, even this is also fine, no problem. Okay, this is also fine. Okay, so if you come up with like that, it will be more meaningful. Verify if all the necessary fields you accept values. Instead of this, so what we can come up with is like uh, verify successful compose of an email with valid to field. With valid, verify successful compose of an email with valid CC field. Okay, so verify successful compose of an email with the valid BCC field. Then how you come up is like verify successful compose of an email with two CC combination, two BCC combination, CC BCC combination. Then you will come up with like all two CC BCC combination. Okay, then here you have to come up with in such a manner like uh, navigate, click on compose mail button. So then enter valid email ID for two field, valid email ID for CC field, enter valid email ID for BCC field, then click on send button. All these steps in detail you have to come up with. Okay, step by step. For Gmail I told like enter correct username, enter correct password, click on sign in button, right? Like the step by step you come up with. The scenarios whatever you come up with is excellent. Only the thing is you come up with in detail steps. Okay, this is what actually if you come up with, you will get to know what is wrong, what mistakes you do, and how you overcome. Okay, so verify send enter body before sending, check spelling. Okay, yeah, this is also very good scenario. So verify attach file. Attaching file, here also you come up with all steps. Okay, able to edit. So verify options work. Options means there are so many options are available, right? Like, yeah, exactly. Instead of coming up with a single test case for all those options, you can come up with one option, one test case. Okay, so verify if you are able to save, discard. Yeah, one option, one test case you come up with instead of merging all. Okay, yeah, instead of clubbing, validate save option, validate discard option. Okay, those one. So verify what, yeah. So this is excellent. This is Ashwini, right? Yeah, excellent. Only the thing is you come up with more detailed steps. Okay, so negative scenarios, what will come up with? I Oh, only that one? You may come up with so many, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm telling for like invalid email ID like xxx at the rate of gmail.com. What it does? It will send at that time properly, but after some time you'll get back message like mail delivery failure, right? And another invalid test case is like uh, invalid email id format, means xxx. If you give that is email id format not correct, right? At the time, so invalid email id not recognizable or something like that, it will give you. Okay, so then that is negative test case I'm asking, right? This all are comes under negative test cases, negative scenarios, right? Exactly, unsuccessful scenario. Okay, uh unable to navigate means that one should be issue, right? Once you click on compose mail button, so it should allow you to navigate to compose mail page. It's not navigating means it should be issue. You have already test case for that one. So while executing, what you do is you will this is one, right? So what you do is like you will make that test case fail and report it as a issue. Okay, and another scenarios also like two email IDs without separator. Okay, so this one only for two field, two combination. Then CC also you come up with all these three combinations. BCC also you will come up with all these three combinations, right? Okay, then subject, if you don't enter subject, click on send button, it will give you like warning message. What is the warning message it will give? Do you want to send exact? Yeah, even a body also blank. If you give, do you want to send blank mail? Okay, so these are the native scenarios. And another thing is like while attaching more than 25 MB you cannot attach. If you try to attach, so and positive scenario, see this is native scenario. And another thing is like executable file you cannot send. Okay, executable file you cannot send. So these are native scenarios. And positive scenarios, attaching, yeah, attachment you come up with, but word excel combination, excel text file combination, like the so many test cases you come up with. I'm just giving you idea. Okay, so these all are different cases you come up with. Okay, yeah. So like that, tomorrow you come up with a few more. Okay, then we'll see. Yeah, right, both you have to come up with. Okay, okay. So UI, so this is the way, click on compose mail button, two CC BCC edit boxes, send save utter. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, this is the way you can come up with. So verify successful send. Okay, verify valid email ID, enter subject. That's it. You have to click on send button, right? Enter valid email ID for which field, where you will enter valid field. So exactly. So complete description you have to give. That is important. Okay. So enter subject, valid subject. Subject means something. Valid subject. Then click at send button. Okay. So exactly like that. Enter valid email ID for CC field or something. What exactly it is? Subject blank. Display option. Continue to send. Yeah. So give you like a warning message. Click on OK. It should send you something like that. Okay. Yeah, unsuccessful send, blank email id, it will give you like at least one. Yeah, this is also another test case, negative test case. So all fields blank, click at send button, at least one recipient required, right? That is also another negative test case. So, successful cc, what is successful cc? You have to come up with all fields. So enter valid email id for two field, enter subject, enter body, then click on send button. Four buttons you have to give. Okay, four steps. Then yeah, it's mandatory. Yeah, it's mandatory for every step you have to come up with every test case. Each and every test case separate, right? See, your idea you might come up with like compose mail everybody aware of, but new application you are working means that application they may not be aware of how to navigate, how to work that application, right? Here compose mail means you are aware of, me aware of, everybody aware of. So even you don't come up with, can understand anybody, your understanding is correct, but new application you are working means that is new to everybody. At that time they have to understand means it's very hard, right? So that is the reason you have to come up with separate everything. Okay, that means like complete details you should come up with. Okay, I can say like very good startup, you come up with your test cases. So this is very good start, I can say. So continue with creating test cases. If you continue like that, how many test cases you can come up with for compose mail? More than 500 1000 also you may come up with. Only 20, more than 1000 you can come up with all those combinations. Yeah, just for compose mail only I'm talking. See, 2 CC combination, 2 CC subject combination, 2 BCC subject body combination. Like that, five are there, right? All those combinations you come up with means how many you come up with? You can find so many. Think about it, will come. You'll get it. Okay? And formatting options you have, right? Formatting options, spelling, bold, italic, underline, left alignment, right alignment, and check spelling. All this one you want to come up with means more than 1000. Very easily you can come up with. There is no doubt. Okay? So all main scenarios you come up with. Okay? Clear? Okay, so what you do is like tomorrow you come up with few more scenarios and send it across to me, then we'll see. Okay. Okay, so that is nothing but like creating test cases. So once you go for interview, they may give you some screen and how you come up with creating test cases. So that time you have to feel comfortable means how you come up with practice here, that one definitely will help you. And another thing, remember, uh, in your manual testing front, so this is only the like practical scenario, creating test cases only the practical scenario. So please come up with how many you feel comfortable. Okay, then we go for like testing terminology, that means like testing different testing definitions we'll try to see. So testing terminology, if we go for like tester acceptance testing, also you can consider it as like build acceptance testing. Build acceptance testing divided it into two subtypes. Those are nothing but smoke testing and sanity testing. Then we go for like regression testing Then we go for regression testing. If you will be into testing means 90% or 80% of your job, you will be doing regression testing over. Then we go for retesting, then ad hoc testing, then gorilla testing, manual testing, automation testing, okay, and user acceptance testing. So these all are the different testing terminology we come across. We go one by one. Okay, so before starting a project, developers, what they do, they will come up with a development plan. So how many releases you have to come up with for this entire application, so which release, what is the start date, what is the end date, and what they will be developing and giving it to you testing, right? So for that release, whatever they planned, they will develop and deploy into the development build, then send it to you for testing. As soon as you get application, what you have to do, you have to start up with your testing activities. So in that email they will mention like URL or where they exactly install that application, deploy that application, right? So let us suppose they sent out an URL. That URL you are trying to navigate but it's not working. If that is the case, how do you continue with your testing? You cannot, right? Okay, URL is working, let us assume, but you are trying to enter correct username, correct password, click on sign in button, but it's not navigating, it's not working. Let us suppose like they forgot to configure or something like that. So your credentials earlier build it was work, but now it's not working. If that is the case, how do you continue with your testing? So with this perspective, what you do is like, as soon as you get application, as soon as you get build, what you do is like, whether you will be able to perform your testing activities or not. With that perspective, you will be testing major functionality of the application, important functionality of the application. Okay, so that one, what you will call it as like build acceptance testing or tester acceptance testing. Okay, so build acceptance means whether you have to accept that build for testing or not. That is nothing but build acceptance testing. How you test? Major functionality. If it is Gmail, so whether URL is working or not, whether credentials are working or not, compose mail you are able to navigate or not, inbox whether it's displaying mails or not, draft, very high level. Okay, so you try to validate. So that is nothing but like bull acceptance testing. Also you can consider it as like tester acceptance testing. Okay, so tester acceptance testing or build acceptance testing again divided into two types. That is nothing but like smoke testing and sanity testing. Smoke testing, as soon as you get application, so whether that application is good to carry out your testing activities or not. With that perspective, major functionality of the application you try to test, that is nothing but smoke testing. As soon as you receive build from development team, so major functionality of the application you try to test in that build, whether to have to accept that build or not. So that is nothing but smoke testing. So sanity testing also, how you can define it as like, as soon as you receive build, you will be testing major functionality of the application. But when compared to smoke testing, during sanity testing, you will go little bit in detail, little bit in depth. Means if you concentrate during smoke testing like 10%, during sanity testing you'll concentrate 20% of the major functionality. Okay, 10% if you concentrate during smoke testing, 20% little bit in depth more functionality you go for during sanity testing. That's only the difference between like smoke testing and sanity testing. Okay, that is nothing but like smoke testing and sanity testing. So both you can say like major functionality of the application, but during smoke testing 10% if we concentrate, during sanity testing you will concentrate 20% of the major functionality. Very good interview question. Okay, what is smoke testing and what is sanity testing? Then regression testing. Once you will be into testing field, most of the time you will be working on regression testing. What do you mean by regression testing? Okay, yeah. It depends actually. So you can go for both smoke testing and sanity testing, or you go for only smoke testing, then directly go for regression testing, or it depends on the process. Sorry? In functionality testing, in black box testing, you will come across like user interface testing, functionality testing, performance testing, and security testing. Very good point. So in functionality testing, sanitation testing, that is. Sanitation means whether your application is providing extra features or not. Okay, so that is sanitation, but this is sanity. Very good point. You don't get confused. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, that is sanitation. This is sanity just. Any more questions? Okay, then we go for like regression testing. uh Regression testing, before going, what we do is like we think about you are getting new build. At which point of time you will get new build? Let us suppose you got release 500, you found some issues, you will report those issues to development team. So what they do, they'll fix those issues and send it across to you for retesting. That means during bug fixes, during issues fixes, you may come across new build. Another case, the existing functionality, they could have come up with some enhancements. Like so far they developed registration and inbox, they were integrated with composement. Okay, they were integrated with composement. So even at that point of time they may come up with new deployment. Okay, clear, right? So you are coming up with a new bull, means either of the cases like due to enhancements, that is means what we will call it like change requests. Okay, change requests. These as a requirement documents, also you can consider like change requests. Okay, CR means change requests or bug fixes. So as soon as you get application, what you have to do, in case if it is bug fix, okay, before going that one, either if it is uh, enhancements they are making or bug fixes they are doing, either of the case what they are doing, existing code they are changing, right? So as soon as you get application, what you have to do is like whether they fixed bugs properly or not. First point you have to make sure. Okay, and another point you have to make sure, the fixed bugs should not impact the other functionality which one working fine earlier. You got fever, you went to doctor, he gave some medicines, fever came down, but you are getting side effects like body pains or headache or something like that. It should not happen like that, right? Exactly like that whenever developer fixing the bugs. Okay, so you have to, that means like during that time he is changing the existing code. So you have to make sure whether he changed the existing code properly or not. Okay, as required. Another point, it should not impact the other functionality which was working fine earlier before fixing the bugs. Okay, so this is nothing but like your testing terminology. You have any questions there? So testing terminology, what are the topics you come across, like build acceptance testing. Also you can consider it like tester acceptance testing. Means once you get application, major functionality of the application, you try to validate whether that build is good to go for testing or not. That is nothing but smoke testing or sanity testing. Then regression testing, that is important. Okay, so new build you are getting means either of the case like bug fixes or enhancements. So what you have to do is like whether they change your code accordingly or not, and the change your code should not impact other functionality. To make sure that one, you'll pick up the test cases related to bug fixed areas and execute. So that is nothing but like regression testing. Okay, so then retesting, same test case, multiple sets of data. Then ad hoc testing, you don't have enough time, at that time you go for ad hoc testing. Prerequisites are you should be domain expertise. Then monkey testing or gorilla testing or zigzag testing, big bang testing. So unauthorized keys, whenever you are passing to your application or system, your application should not misbehave. Okay, so then you go for okay, then you go for manual testing and automation testing. Before that, user acceptance testing, or also you can consider it like client acceptance testing. Any questions? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, in regression testing, whenever you get application, whenever you get new build, at that time you will pass single set of data. Like successful login you are validating means you are only for one employee's username and password you will pass and you will test. But sometimes you may get a chance like your project managers, different privileges you should be having it with the different accounts. Okay, so your project manager will be having all the privileges like yeah, edit, delete, yard, something like that. But test lead, he will be using like edit, review, these kind of privileges. As the end user, like fresher, he will be having only view privileges. At this point of time, all these privileges you have to set means different levels of authorized people you have to log in and validate. This is the test case, let us assume. Then what you have to do? Multiple sets of data you have to pass and you have to execute. That is nothing but retesting. One set of data you will pass and multiple test cases you will be executing. That is nothing but regression testing. Depends on requirement. One test case, multiple sets of data you are passing. That is retesting. Okay? Clear, right? Any more questions? Okay, then thanks for your time. But today is Sunday, you make your time uncomfortable and attended. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, then tomorrow same time we meet. Okay, okay. And meanwhile, come up with test cases for compose me. Okay, okay. Then see you. Have a good night. Okay.